Man, Iowa are in absolute free fall right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought Iowa were going to struggle a bit, but I still thought they were gonna be okay. Like, I thought, Iowa, even without Caitlin Clark, were gonna be good because I was like, you know what, Stokey's gonna step up, Fulton's gonna step up, Lucy Olsen's pretty good. No, no. I said it that I thought they were around the 32nd-ish best team in the nation with the way they're playing. But I'm sorry, they just can't win a close game. And that's the problem is, like, you got to be able to win something. You got to be able to win some form of a game. So if you guys did not see last night again, Iowa have just lost their fourth game in a row. Like, Iowa were firing on all cylinders. It was like the first time they went 8-0 to start a season. It was the first time they went 8-0 to start a season. They then lost to Tennessee, who are really good. Like, don't get it twisted. Tennessee are really good. And then they went and beat Iowa State after losing to Tennessee. And then they lost to Michigan State. So they were, like, very in and around, very close with a lot of ranked teams. But then as soon as that Maryland game happens, they face Illinois, who are good. Face Indiana, they lose. They face Nebraska, they lose. And things don't get easier for them. They're 12-6 on the year. But they are 2-5 in conference play. And their next game is against Washington, who are also 12-6 on the year. Who are also, again, who are 3-3 in conference play. So if you want to look at how Washington have been playing, like Nebraska, in fairness, are 5-2 in conference play. They lost to them. So it's not like they're losing to bad teams. But like Washington in conference play have played. They lost to Michigan by 13, lost to Michigan State comfortably. They beat Wisconsin. They beat Illinois. So it's not going to be a formality that the Iowa Hawkeyes win this game. And then after Washington, they face Northwestern, they play Oregon, who are 4-3 in conference play, 13-5. And they play Northwestern, who, if they lose to Northwestern, who are 0-5 in conference play, there's something wrong. So they're not going to lose 7 games in a row. But like, it wouldn't be crazy to see this team losing 4 games in a row. Or, sorry, not 4 games in a row, 6 games in a row. Like, they have not lost 4 games in a row in over a decade. And like, it's bad when the Caitlin Clark Trendy Hoop Stars Twitter page is able to just dunk on Iowa. Caitlin Clark hating Trendy Hoop Stars page, is now able to just dunk on Iowa. And it kind of sums up just how good Caitlin Clark was. Because like, even last night, look, I thought Hannah Stokey had a really good first half. And look, it was a game. They just keep losing the close games. It's not like they're getting blitzed. Like, they ran Maryland really close, who are one of the best teams in the nation. They lost to Illinois by 5, Indiana by 7, Nebraska by 3. Like, they just keep losing close games. And if you're looking at how they've been this season, like, Hannah Stokey only shot the ball 8 times, but like Lucy Olsen struggling again. Has not shot the 3-ball well. Like, there were people in the comment section going berserk at me at the start of the year because I said Lucy Olsen was a 3rd-round pick in the WNBA draft. I think she's actually playing her way out of being a 3rd-round pick. Like, that is the level Lucy Olsen has been at the minute. I was like, there is no way she's higher. And people called me crazy, and I said it's more likely she's undrafted than she is drafted in the first round. People were like, she's a top 7 pick. And I'm like, what are you on about? She can't shoot the 3-ball. Like, she is shooting the 3 at 27% on the season. Like, she was a bad 3-point shooter last season. She's gotten worse. So it's not looking good for Iowa at all, because it seems like they just, as soon as things started going wrong, they went really wrong. Like, Hannah Stokey was real good in the first half yesterday, did not do that much in the second half, and is averaging 13 and 8. Like, her points per game are down, but her shots per game are way up on yesterday. Which is, again, something that is interesting to think about. Like, she's shooting more and scoring less. And, like, she rebounded the ball well. Her defense was really good yesterday. But this is someone that was projected to be a first-round pick next year. Playing on not doing much for an average Iowa team. Like, if she ends up getting drafted, it'll be based on what she did in her sophomore season at Iowa, if we're being honest. And then, as well as that, you've got, like, Sydney Fulter, who she finally scored in double digits, but, like, she's someone who they expected to really step up this year, and she hasn't. And shooting 30% from 3. Like, if you look at the players on this team, Hannah Stokey, obviously, Sydney Fulter shooting 30, Hannah Stokey shooting 11% from 3. Like, Addie O'Grady has now gone to the bench. Addie O'Grady was their best player through 8 games. Like, she's averaging 12.3 points per game in 22 minutes per game while shooting 67% from the field. And she's now gone to the bench. So it's been a real struggle. It really has been. Because, like, you just never... It's just hard to see what way they can fix it. Because the team doesn't have... Like, Lucy Olsen has not been what she was meant to be. I mean, she was good. She was through first 8 games. But as soon as something went wrong, they really started to struggle. And look, it really is. It's probably a bit unfair to them being compared to, you know, the Caitlin Clark Iowa. But, like, they're worse than pre-Caitlin Clark Iowa. Like, they had, to be fair, there was only 1 year where they didn't have Megan Gustafson or Caitlin Clark. Like, Meg Gustafson's, there was 1 season between Meg Gustafson's senior season and Caitlin Clark's freshman season. And that literally was only, the only reason for that was, well, it was a COVID season. It wasn't even a full season. So, it is a real struggle because I don't know how they fix this. Like, they got a new head coach in Jan Jensen, which I think you don't get rid of her. And people are saying that Jan Jensen should be fired. And it's like, you don't fire a coach after 1 year. Especially after what happened. Like, how many players they lost, everything they lost. But still, I'm shocked that they've kind of gone into free fall this bad because they just can't win close games. It's literally it. It's like, it's probably a bit of an over-reliance on Caitlin Clark to close last year. A bit of an over-reliance, whether it be her hitting the shots or just making the right plays. They just can't win. Like, if you look at close games Iowa have played this year, they've won. What are they? Like, they won. They have not had a loss. Like, they haven't had a double digit or a loss by more than 10. They've lost 6 games. They've lost 4 single-digit games in a row. And how many close games have they won? They beat Rhode Island, which was kind of close, to be fair. And they beat Iowa State in a close game. But they have lost 1. They're like, what, 2 and 6 in games decided by single digits? That's not good. It's really not a good record. And I don't think that it's the fact that the team is terrible. I just think they don't have that closer. And Lucy Olsen, who was pretty much brought in to be that out-and-out scorer, like, hasn't really done it. She hasn't been bad by any means, but, like, she's not been what she was expected to be, especially with this Iowa team. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.